Welcome back to another episode of LJTV Hoops. And what do you look at this? It's a face reveal. It's a face cam. You know what I'm saying? We have
Yes, sir.
the
Yes,
same
sir.
old, same old. We have JJ in the blue, and we have Tyler Vice, the one that's so important that we had to put his full name in the
Both
goddamn
initials.
title, both
Twice.
initials, and he's in the Red Rockets jersey. So no face cam this episode because there's technical difficulties recording our with our face cams. So I apologize for that, but for sure next time there's gonna be a face cam. There's also the small humming noise that should be gone after this episode. The Rockets are some team, huh?
Oh, definitely. I have big things. Big things are coming for the Rockets this season, man. We're talking John Wall, James Harden, Christian Wood, DeMarcus Cousins. We have it all, baby. Have it all.
Rockets are a very all right team, but we're not. The Rockets are in the West, man. We're out here We're trying to talk about the East. And last video we did our Western Conference predictions, and now we're going to do our Eastern Conference predictions. And kind of the same format as last time. We'll go through the first bottom teams, then we'll work our way up to the top seeds. And so who wants to get it started? I think I went first last time, so let's go. Let's go with someone else.
Hold up, JJ, you can go first. I can't find my notes.
I'm gonna go first. We're
Yeah.
going 8 seed first, right?
No, 15, right?
We'll go 15 and then up because that's how we did it last time.
Okay, then Tyler, you start, man.
I believe he's looking for his notes right now.
I can
But
go
I
off
mean,
the
you
dome.
go
I can go off the
head.
dome. So
It's not that hard to
15
predict the worst team in the league.
Yep. The 15th seed, I believe I had the. 1 second, it's coming to me. It's coming. Hold up. 1 second. Hold up. The 15th.
Come on, bro.
Okay.
Let me help you out.
I got it. 15th.
The Detroit Pistons are going to be the worst team.
Listen,
okay, let me
I was about
just
to say that.
I think we're all
I was
agree
thinking
with that.
between the Knicks and the Pistons, but I'm thinking the Pistons. No. I'm putting Knicks there. I'm putting Knicks
Yeah.
at the 15th seed.
I agree. I'm also putting the Knicks.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the Detroit Pistons at last. I think the Knicks
They got blocking.
they got what's his name? The new rookie there. And RJ Barrett coming into his second season, we saw what he did in the preseason. He couldn't miss in that one preseason game. I'm gonna put the Pistons at 14th. I mean, the Knicks ain't better because I have them at 14. So they're pretty much the second worst team in the East. So
Weird enough. I'm actually gonna put the Hornets at the 14th seed.
Hornets. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I can see that, but they did go out and sign a couple of pieces. They signed Gordon Hayward. They got LaMelo. We'll still have to see how he pans out. We know he's a good passer and everything. So and then they have Vontae and Trevin. What's the point guard's name again?
Devontae Graham.
Devontae Graham and the other guy, Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
They're still missing something at the center position, so I can definitely see that. I don't think Gordon Hayward would let them slip that far down. I mean, they'll be like.
My thing with the Pistons,
won't be that much
if
better,
Blake
but-
Griffin can stay healthy, then I don't think he's gonna let them slip that far down.
And
either.
they have 3 first round draft picks on their team in Killian Hayes, Sadiq Bey, and who's the other one they drafted?
The Pistons?
Isaiah
Oh.
Stewart? Or
Think
who was
so.
the other one?
No.
not Isaiah Stewart.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, the Pistons.
I'm not too sure. But the thing is, why I had the Pistons as the worst team is because who, besides Killian Hayes, who is the guy for them? You know,
Well,
they have
They got
have
Derrick
Blake
Rose,
Griffin.
Blake Griffin.
they have
Yeah,
Blake
Stewart.
Griffin, but then they went out and they signed a bunch of big men. I don't know.
Jeremy Grant's gonna be a solid piece for him. I mean, got him for 20 mil, but I mean, solid piece nonetheless. So
Yeah.
I think the
So-
Pistons are going to be good, though. Not this season, but in the future, because they did have 3 first round draft picks: number 7, Killian Hayes; 16, Isaiah Stewart; and number 19, Sadiq Bey. All first round draft
I'll
picks.
be stuck with that Jeremy contract though. Jeremy Grant contract.
Well, I mean,
He was balling.
He was.
He's a baller.
He is indeed a baller. But I mean, he could improve, could live up to that contract. I don't know. So
Okay. So you guys have who again at the 14th? I
I
completely
said the
missed it.
Hornets, but I
The
probably
Hornets.
got
Okay.
something different on my phone, to be honest. But
What
I
about you,
got
JJ?
so 15 Knicks, 14 Pistons for me.
Okay, so I got 14 Knicks. So I mean, we basically just have those teams, besides the Hornets with Tyler. So we'll go into the 13th seed, and the 13th seed, I guess I'll go here, and I got the Cavs at the 13th seed. Um, Again, there's
that
such a
sucks land though.
there's a lot of questions with the Cavs that I really don't. I mean, I'm not watching Cavs games if I'm being honest. I know we're an NBA podcast, but I'm not watching Cavs games. I guess Colin Sexton is something you come back and watch, but they still do have a lot of
And
questions,
I mean,
and
Andre
they
Drummond
have
chasing the
they
boards.
have Andre Drummond, which isn't really like a top center, but I mean he's good at getting rebounds for what it's worth. So at the 13th, I do have the Cavs.
I also have the Cavs at number 13. I agree with you. They didn't really. I mean, they drafted who? They drafted Isaac Okoro.
Yeah,
If I'm
got the
correct.
Isaac.
You know, they have Sexland over there, like
Very
Tyler
true.
said. I don't think they're too bad of a team, but I think they just need to get it together. They seem like they're very, just they don't really mesh. I feel like they got to figure that out. So
I do agree with you. They are a young team. This is definitely a playoff team in the future with the current state of the roster when you have Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, and Isaac Okoro. So those three young pieces will definitely make some noise later, but they have to they have to fight with the big dogs in the East. So that's why I have them on my 13th seed.
Yeah, my 13th is the Knicks. I mean, I guess you could guess that because I didn't have them the 14th or the 15th. And the Knicks can only get so high with the roster that they have. But R.J. Barrett, hopefully he'll be solid this year. Still have Mitchell Robinson. Hopefully they'll play him more this year. They did not. They have Obi Toppin. Hopefully he'll be something for them.
Yeah.
But they're bottom feeder right now. So yeah.
Yeah. So we all have. So he has the Knicks, and we have the Cavs. Me and JJ do, and so with the 12th spot, I think I'm gonna go with the Charlotte Hornets here. Um, I think we already kind of touched base with the Hornets. They have Gordon Hayward, they have LaMelo Ball, they have Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham missing a center, so they're not gonna be able to make some noise. I don't think, unless LaMelo Ball comes out there and he's the rookie of the year.
They
But
couldn't even get Montrezl Harrell as their center. They couldn't even get him. They probably tried to give him like $30 million a year too, which is
who
the
would
sad
go
part.
there
would've wanted
over
to
going
go
to play
anyway.
with LeBron, honestly? But
true.
I mean,
Um,
think about it, it's a big payday difference.
yeah, but rings over checks. Oh, I was about to move on before you guys said anything. Um,
Number 12, I also have the Charlotte Hornets. I think LaMelo Ball is obviously a big building year for the whole team. LaMelo Ball, looks pretty good. He doesn't really he needs to get his scoring down, but besides that, he's a good facilitator and he knows. He looks like he's comfortable with the basketball and being the main guy. So
that's
yeah, I think
something
that's pretty good.
that's something I kind of worried about with the Charlotte Hornets is that I think they have too many ball handlers. They have
Yeah.
Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, and LaMelo Ball, and then you have Mikal Bridges too. He's up and coming. He didn't do too bad in the preseason, but they just have too many ball handlers. I don't know where LaMelo's going to fit in the offense. Especially, I don't think he takes priority over any of those
He'll
two
come
guards.
off the bench.
But yeah, he'll definitely come off the bench. He's not taking the ball away from anyone else. And then they have Gordon Hayward. I forgot to
Because if
mention.
I'm the Hornets, I'm starting Terry Rozier over him right now. He can get buckets. You know what I'm saying? Devontae, he can get buckets too.
So Tyler, what team do you have at the
The
12th seed?
12th seed, the Cavs. I have the Cavs at the 12th seed.
Cavs. Okay.
Yep.
You
Cavs.
kind of already touched base with the Cavs, so.
I kind of like the Cavs though. I kind of like what they got going on. They got Sexland obviously. I think Drummond will be good. He's always solid, right?
I'm not gonna lie, but
Kevin Love.
that Darius
he'll-
Darius Garland and Colin Sexton nickname needs a lot of work.
If Kevin Love can
That's
stay healthy, it could be better. But
Yeah.
they have a
Love
solid
and
team though.
Sexland.
If you think they got Sexton, Garland, Isaac Okoro, Kevin Love, Drummond. That's a solid 5.
Larry Nance.
Larry
Kevin Porter.
Nance, Kevin. That's solid. That's a solid team.
Solid team.
Well,
Not
we
good
don't know
enough to
what
make
the
the
hell the
playoffs,
Kevin
but-
Porter thing is going
Matthew
on.
Dellavedova, I think, still on the team.
Dude,
Maybe.
Is he?
they're solid, man. They're just there. You know what I'm saying? They'll be a fun team
Curry
to watch.
Copper?
They'll be a fun team to watch. Curry's probably gonna rest that game. Watch, guarantee it.
Especially if Delly's on the floor, yeah.
Oh yeah, he'll probably
Alright,
get some
so-
minutes.
Let's move on to 11th seed here. I have the Chicago Bulls with the 11th seed. I'm kind of interested to see I'm blanking on his name, the point guard with the big
Kobe
hair.
White,
Kobe White.
The big
Damn, I'm
hair.
bad at
Not
I'm
K-
bad at this.
not
I'm bad at
Kobe.
names.
It's Coby.
Kobe White. I'm kind of interested to see how. I'm pretty sure they said that he was going to be the starting point guard. I want to see how he comes into that role. Zach LaVine's always going to do his thing, 25 points at least.
Otto Porter.
And Otto Porter. I mean, I don't know.
Louai
anything
Markkinen.
about him.
Or
The, only,
Markkinen.
the last thing I heard about Otto Porter was the Nets offering him that big old bag, and then the team matched it. The Washington Wizards matched it, and then they traded him to Chicago a couple years back. And I'm glad that we didn't have that, because imagine if the Nets didn't have that. If the Nets got him. Same thing with Tyler Johnson too. But the Chicago Bulls are at my 11.
Okay. For my 11, I have the Pacers.
Pacers.
Wow.
I think. What? You said wow.
Yes. Wow.
I think the Bulls are a better team than the Pacers, in my opinion. I feel like, especially with Patrick Williams, which I thought personally that he was going to be a bust, but he looked pretty good out there. He looks like he's knows what he's doing, and he's an attacker. He's aggressive. That's what they wanted. They wanted someone to go get it, kind of like a Zach LaVine, just attack and just play your role. And I think he looks pretty good. So I had the Pacers at number 11.
Okay. Tyler, I'm gonna get back to you on that one. I just want to hear what Tyler's gonna say about his 11th pick.
The 11th. What team? So I had the Cavs at 12. Yeah, I'll put the Bulls at 11.
Okay.
They won't make the playoffs. I don't think they're there yet. The Bulls are just always like, every game it just feels like they're kind of a disappointment. Like, it's there, but it's just they be blowing leads and they play no defense, and it's tough out there for the Bulls. I don't know.
But yeah, the Bulls. I feel like they have so much talent, and then they even switched out the entire front office earlier this off season. So I was kind of excited to see what they're gonna do, but I don't know. Again, they have a lot of good talent. Just doesn't. It's one of those teams that can't get it together. When they do have talent. But to go back to what JJ's saying, I think it's wild that you got the Pacers at 11.
That's
bro.
facts.
I'm not gonna hold you.
And even if the
season-
Bulls aren't a disappointment, I still don't see them better than Pacers.
last year, just last year, they had Victor Oladipo out. They had who else was out? I think it was Brogdon was out, and they were still like Victor Oladipo was out the entire season. Brogdon was out for some of the games, and they still finished in what, the 6th seed.
And then they fired they feel like they always
they
always find a
Dillon.
way to win, and then they fired their
No,
coach.
I look at the East. The East is a lot stronger this year than it was last year, so I still have them at 11.
Well, we'll see
I think
who's in
so.
front of them, because it's just very hard for me seeing Sabonis coming off an All-Star year and then them getting Malcolm Brogdon and Victor Oladipo back, and them being that low. Like, I don't think they'll ever be that low until
I guess we'll
they
see.
run out of talent.
We will definitely
So-
see.
I'll move on to the 10th place. I have the Orlando Magic, man. I think Markel Fultz this year will definitely have a big step up. But as far as the entire team goes, John Isaac's out, and Vucevic is going to do his thing. But, the team's kind of it's another one of those teams where they're always right there. They just can't get it together. And I feel 10 is a good spot for them. They're going to come out and play hard every night, but they're going to lose some very important games. I don't think they'll make the playoffs here.
Yeah, well coached team. Have a guy that made the All-Star team, Vucevic. He's a good center. The second best player is probably, I mean, you could argue now Markel Fultz or Evan Fournier, but I just don't think they have enough talent. But they're scrappy. They'll get some wins. They'll have around 72 game series. They'll probably get around 35 wins. I don't know if it'll be enough to make the playoffs.
Definitely not in this year's East.
Yeah, I mean, they have talent, but they're just not talented enough. And like you said, they're missing Jonathan Isaac. That's one of their best players.
Yeah.
And they lost. They didn't bring any. There's pretty much the same team. They brought in like what, Dwayne Bacon. So like, is he gonna make that bigger difference? Like,
Oh no,
I
not
don't think
Dwayne
so.
Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
That man was
Yeah, yeah.
going off in Charlotte, man. You better stop sleeping on
I
him.
mean, but yeah, they'll be there in the
I'm
10th
just
spot.
kidding.
That's my 10th spot also.
I haven't watched a Dwayne Bacon shoot
Me
the ball,
neither.
so I don't even know.
I mean, I assume that he could. I mean, he's in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I gotta put some respect on his name. So, that's my 10th seed too, the Magic.
My 10th seed is the Bulls. I had the
Okay.
Bulls. You had them 11. I have them 10. Like I said, I think they are a better team than the Pacers. If they can get everything together, especially with Patrick Williams. I feel like he can be a big piece for them. Obviously, drafted number
Nice 3-and-D
top
guy.
5. So yeah, very very nice guy. So I think I have them number 10.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm just over the Pacers is kind of questionable. But
I guess we'll see.
I mean,
we'll see.
we'll see what happens this season, man.
That's
So
the
at the
title of the
ninth
podcast.
seed-
We'll see.
At the 9th seed, this was a tough one for me because we know that Washington got Russ, and they have, which arguably is an upgrade from Paul. I mean, not Paul George, John Wall, and then they have Bradley Beal, and that's pretty much it. They have Thomas Bryant, but
Hey, any of Dia?
oh yeah, they did get Danny Abdul. We have to see how
Come
he
on,
plays.
don't sleep on my
Davis
man.
Bertans,
Hey.
the Latvian laser.
Hey,
Oh,
against
Yo,
the
God.
Nets,
Davi
the man-
Bertans is looking crazy.
Dude,
in the
good.
preseason against the Nets, he could not miss. So, I mean, more to come on him. But this was hard for me because we have either the Hawks or the Wizards. This is one of those times. This is like a key matchup to keep an eye on because I feel like these two teams, although the Hawks on paper do seem a lot better, they do have Russell Westbrook and the Wizards do have Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, which is better than anyone on the Hawks. So. This is like one of those things where it's gonna come down to the last couple games of the season, and we're gonna see who's gonna come. So, if I had to, I'd probably say the Atlanta Hawks will be the 9th seed. But again, those are one of those games where it can go.
Now
Either way.
I have a thing like my 10th seed it will be the Hawks. It was a difficult decision because honestly, at this point, I'd rather have Trae Young on my team than Russell Westbrook. At this moment, I've watched Russell Westbrook play, man. He doesn't. I don't know what happened to his handle. He always loses the ball. He can't shoot, but he finds a way to win. He finds a way to get those teams in the playoffs. So
I don't think
excited to
that's a
see-
hot take, honestly, Tyler.
Yeah,
I'm not
I would
even
rather
joking. I
have
don't think
Trae
it's a
Young
hot
on my
take.
team than Russell Westbrook at this moment. But Russell Westbrook is playing along Bradley Beal, who is one of the top shooting guards in the NBA. They have
He averaged 30 last season,
Yeah.
and got snubbed from the All NBA and got snubbed from the All Star game. So,
Yeah.
This is very true.
Um,
But yeah, my 10th seed will be the Hawks. It's gonna
you
be
mean your
close.
9th?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
on-
my
we're on the
ninth,
ninth
my
seed.
ninth. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the Hawks. There's a play-in game, right?
I
I
believe
could
so.
see the Hawks beating the Wizards in that play-in game.
Yeah, again, I told you, this is one of those games that's gonna go either way.
I have a lot
So
of
what
faith
about
in
you,
the Hawks
JJ?
this year.
Number 9th, I have the Magic.
The Magic,
the-
okay.
So obviously they were a good team last year, but losing on Jonathan Isaac, I don't think they'll be that much worse. Not because Jonathan Isaac's out and saying he's not good. I'm saying because I feel like Marco Fultz is gonna have a great year. I feel like he's gonna step it up. This is his time to show what he's got. So I think Marco Fultz will do his thing, and they do have Cole Anthony, which is another good point guard that they drafted, and I think he's gonna have to show that he deserved to be higher in that draft. So we'll see with them
Yeah.
too.
So I feel like the eighth seed for me is kind of redundant because I just made a case for both teams. So for the 8th seed, I have the Wizards. I just talked about it. They can go either way. So and Tyler, you have anything to add here?
No, I also have the 8th seed. They're gonna get swept in the first round, but they're gonna make it. Wizards are gonna sell some more tickets if there's fans.
I don't think there's gonna be fans, Tyler. I'm not gonna hold you.
That was good.
I'm not.
That's the only.
not sure.
That's the only win I have in this situation with the Wizards. They sell more tickets, but I don't. I don't even know.
As a former Wizards fan, Tyler, are you kind of
Hold up.
jealous that you got your team?
Former John Wall fan.
Former Wizards
Former
fan.
John Wall fan.
Do you have any animosity towards the Wizards for
No.
finally seeming
No.
to get it together? When
They
John Wall
they
leaves?
definitely don't have it together.
I mean, they got Russ, and Russ is gonna do his
They're
thing.
they're in purgatory right now.
Yeah, they are one of those teams where they're not good enough to get a top pick, but they're also not bad enough to like completely. I mean, they're not bad enough to get a top pick, but they're not good enough to compete. So,
And
JD,
bad-
who do you have at your 8, man?
My 8, I also have the Wizards. So
Okay.
just backing up everything you guys have said. I feel like they're a good team right now. They're not looking so good. Not really getting it together, but they have time. Obviously, 82 games, so they have time.
I think the key for them is Denny
What?
Avdia.
Exactly.
That's-
They got to feed him the ball. Just
Bro.
honestly, 1v5 Denny Avdia. That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
Oh, you want to just like ISO like Russ?
No,
Russ
literally
Book's
just play 1v5. Have everyone
Oh,
else
you,
there.
like
Yeah,
Russ
yeah.
Book's not even on the court?
yeah,
or,
take
or-
him, let him rest. Let him rest. Yeah.
Let him rest.
Just put
Oh,
Denny on the
okay.
court. He got the moves.
You guys are so high on him, huh?
Well, I
That's
don't
why
know
he
if he's
felt-
the
that's why
only
he
the only
felt
problem is this year that he's probably not going to get the ball much because you got Bradley Beal, you got Russell
Of course.
Westbrook. You
I
got
heard
other.
he's not like they said that he's not really like a complainer or he never says, "Oh, I want the ball," or like, "Oh, that wasn't a foul." He's like he's a humble guy. So
I think Denny Avdia, he could play off the ball too, so he'll be a good shooter for.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw him against the Nets in that one preseason game a couple weeks ago,
He could shoot that pill.
where he just didn't miss. So I mean, if he can do that, the Wizards would definitely be an 8th seed on lock too. It wouldn't even be close.
Yeah.
So at my 7th, I have
Well,
the
we
Indiana.
haven't even mentioned Rui Hachimura either. That guy.
that's
Oh,
true.
but
He's
I
pretty
think he's
good.
injured though.
Oh.
I think he might be injured for a couple weeks. So
I mean, the Wizards aren't terrible. They have a.
I mean, they
have a
compared
decent
Rui
young core.
Hachimura to Kawhi Leonard coming out of the draft day. So
They call him the Jap
Is-
freak, the Japanese freak.
Yeah, the Japanese freak. I remember that.
anyway, so at the 7th, I have the Indiana Pacers. Again, last year I was just talking all this big game about the Pacers as if they were going to be a contender, but they're not going to be a contender because I feel like there's the middle of the road team where they're never bad. They're not bad, but they're not really great either. They're not like a top 3 seed where they have a chance to compete. But they are full strength now. They have Miles Turner, Sabonis, Victor Oladipo,
That team is
and
so deep.
Miles Brogdon. It's
That-
deep.
yeah.
And they
That
got
team
Jeremy
is
Lamb
deep, and
too,
they have a
coming
lot of
off the
talent.
They have a lot of talent. They just got a new coach from I forgot what his name was, but he has like a long name. He was a G League coach or something like that.
And DeMontis Sabonis, man, let me tell you, that guy's a beast. That guy can
He
get it
slept
done.
on, man. He slept on. He was a first-time All-Star, so he's coming off an All-Star season. Hopefully, he can repeat. I like their chances of being maybe they are. Maybe they come out and surprise people, and they start off the season really hot, and they keep it rolling with Victor Oladipo. We'll have to see how he comes off an injury. They have Jeremy Lamb coming off an injury too, and then we'll have to see how Miles Turner can improve as a stretch 5 for Sabonis, because Sabonis does like to play a lot in the paint,
Yeah.
and we'll see how.
Did people say something like how you want to be out of there?
I think he did, but I think when he looked at the team and the teams he was going to get traded to, he kind of realized that he's already like the second option, maybe even the first if you really look at it, since he's the ball handler. So I don't think he's going to get a better situation. He's definitely going to leave next season because I think he's a free agent next season. But
Yeah.
that's all I got to say about the Pacers. Again, a middle of the road team that
Or maybe they do bad and they drop 11th seed. But I guess we'll see.
All right.
I mean,
So who do you have as your 7th?
For me, I have the Atlanta Hawks at my 7th seed.
Trey
they
Young
built-
leading the team to the playoffs.
They built a
Did you
lot
see that,
of they,
Louai?
they
You see
gave
that?
him a lot of pieces.
Mhm.
They gave Trey a lot of pieces, and they have a lot on that team now.
They gave
With
him-
Bogdanovich, Danilo Gallinari. They drafted Onyeka Okongwu, very very good player.
They signed Rondo too, who come off the bench.
And Rajon
yeah,
Rondo on
that'd
the
be
bench.
great.
They,
Again, on
They-
paper, that team sounds really deep, but we'll have to see how they apply it.
we saw Rondo played in the playoffs. That man couldn't miss.
That's playoff
That
Rondo,
was
though. You got to get to
hot,
the playoffs for him to play like that.
hot shot Rondo, and right here I have him making the playoffs. So I think they're going to be a really good team next year. They have a lot of like 50-50 players. You know, like a lot of all offense and a lot of all defense, 3 and D.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's a good mix, especially around Trae Young, who is very good on the offense, but lackluster on the defense. So we'll see.
We'll have
I
to
just have
see
the
if they
seventh,
pick up. We'll have to see if they pick up. What's his name's option to extend them. I mean, for John Collins,
John
because
Collins.
he's an up and coming. He might be even an All-Star
That
candidate
man
this
might
year.
be bugging, though.
Probably.
He,
And that's
Um,
Clint Capella back too. So
oh yeah, Clint Capella. I feel like I have not seen Clint Capella play since he's been on the Rockets,
since
man.
the Rockets.
I don't think he has
I
played
feel like he's
since
been
he's
off the
been.
Rockets for a long time, but it's been less than a year, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
been.
crazy. It feels like
He
it's
got
been
traded at the trade deadline last year in that like big like 14 trade.
yeah, it's been a
Um,
while.
but it's been a while since we've seen Clint Capella. We don't even know. Like I don't even think it's been a serious injury. I think it was like a shoulder thing that he had. Like, but he never actually got back on the court because he was recovering, and then COVID hit, and then
Then they weren't.
bubble, and then they missed
Even
the
if
playoffs. Obviously,
even if Clint Capella like somehow just doesn't play all season, I think a lineup that John Collins at center, I kind of like that. And then they slide Gallo to the 4.
They also have Okongwu. They can play him at center.
Yeah,
Draft.
that's true. I still think they're good, even if Clint Capella somehow just never plays
Yeah.
never bounces a basketball ever again, never sets a pick, never
Yeah.
rebounds a ball.
he's still gonna be that lob threat that he was in Houston. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a fun, interesting team to watch with Trey Young. Obviously, Trey Young's box office.
But yeah, Trae Young's always
So,
fun to watch. That's why they traded that
we'll
man Luca for him.
see.
Or what,
So,
this
in
is
my
my. Nah, I'm at the. Wait, have I said
Oh,
my,
yeah,
my
I don't think you
sevens?
said it.
Oh.
No,
We're
no,
on the
you
7th
didn't.
seed, right?
Yep.
We are on the
I
7th
have
seed,
the
yes.
I have the Raptors at the 7th seed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. They lost key pieces in the offseason. They did replace them like a little. They got Aaron Baines, what's his name, Alex Lynn. They did lose Serge and Marcus All. Kyle Lowry's getting kind of old. He's still be good this year. Obviously, it's Kyle Lowry. OG Anunoby's gonna be better this year. But the East is honestly it's pretty stacked, and you're talking about the top 7 teams. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I have them in the
This
7th
is the
seed.
most stacked the East has been since I can really remember. I don't even.
And I don't know, since they lost like some of that depth and some of the talent, Pascal Siakam's gonna have to carry a little bit more of the load. And hope if he doesn't take a jump, they're gonna struggle a little bit more. So
Yeah. All right.
There
So
was
for
some
my
slander about Pascal Siakam too, saying that he's not a good main option.
I mean, you really look at him. That man got no bag.
yeah,
bro.
he doesn't have a
Dribble,
bag.
dribble between the legs, and then he just does his.
He could
good
definitely score
old-fashioned
though.
spin move.
He could definitely
He can score the
though.
ball,
He could
but
definitely score.
There's a lot of slander. I don't like that. I don't like that they're saying that he can't be that option. That's what they say
Come
about Kyrie.
playoff, come playoff time, he's gonna
They said that
he's
about
gonna
Kyrie.
struggle.
Kyrie can't be the option, the go-to. But we show what he can do.
I mean, Kyrie
he's
can't be the
definitely not.
leader.
I don't think Kyrie can be the. We'll save it for the Nets. So for my 6th seed, I'm gonna have the Raptors. I mean, Tyler, you hit all the points. Really, they lost key pieces, and the remaining players have to step up here. They have to. OG is gonna be a starter now, so he has to come up into that starting role and do his thing. Pascal gotta find some kind of bag, bro. Get in the lab with like a dribbling coach or something, man. Just, like
He
come
be
on,
struggling, bro.
Give me 3 dribble
He
moves.
be he be trying to put together like a few crossovers, everything, and then he goes back to the old reliable spin move.
Just give me three new dribble moves this season, Pascal, and I'll be happy.
He needs
I'll
like
be
a
happy.
he
If
needs
you
like
can-
a step back jumper. You know what I'm saying? Like a little step back midi.
We just need something from him, man. He can't be. He's a good scorer, but like he's got to like find better ways to score.
He could
'Cause
shoot.
Sometimes he'll go for periods where he's getting shut down. He has to rely on Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet and all these other people to play make for him. But he's got to be that main option. I mean, people were comparing him to Giannis at one point. He could be the next Giannis, but I don't see that. He's not big enough. He's not strong enough, and
He
ain't got
needs to
no
be a
bag,
better
man.
shooter because he could shoot, but he's just not. He's not too consistent. So he
In
needs
the
to.
finals a few years ago, he was playing.
Dude.
He was playing
Oh my
like
Dude, Pascal
prime
Siakam.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Pascal
all the-
Siakam. He was cooking Draymond in the finals, man. He was absolutely
like
cooking him.
prime LaMarcus Aldridge cooking up Draymond.
I remember Pascal Siakam in the finals. He hit Draymond with like 5 of the nastiest spin moves. Draymond didn't know what happened.
Come on, bro.
Jesus. It was crazy. That
I guess
was,
he had that. If it's true that he can't be that option, he had that like that black.
I mean, he was that last
back
year,
motor on
but
him.
my worry is that
Why?
he's gonna have more of a load this year.
Yeah.
So
And teams are just starting to figure him out too. So he's always like played with a better player than what he was. But now this is his team now. So he's always played with Kawhi, Kyle Lowry. But I don't think they're really worried about 6'1" Kyle Lowry.
I would be. Kyle Lowry's probably the best player on that team.
But
Maybe.
so he's gonna have a lot of the defensive
about that.
attention on him. So who do you guys have as your 6th seed? I think Tyler used no one's
I didn't.
winning.
Nobody said
16.
6 seed yet.
I also have the Raptors.
Raptors. Okay.
Just like everything you guys said, all the points you've hit, and like I said, Pascal Siakam being that that number one option now. People don't know if he can do it. So it's not that I don't believe in him, but I don't think he's the best number one option, and even two.
It's not the problem
on
that
the
he's the
offense.
number one option. It's the problem that he's gonna have to score more points this year and do it more
Yeah.
efficiently. So
Yeah, of course.
same thing with Fred VanVleet. He's gonna have to score more, and Kyle
Yeah.
Lowry. So
Okay. So Tyler, who do you have as your 6th?
I have the Indiana Pacers as my 6th seed. We talk about Malcolm Brogdon, Victor Oladipo, T.J. Warren, DeMontis Sabonis, Miles Turner. They got Jeremy Lin coming off the bench, T.J. McConnell. I mean, Dougie McBuckets. Are you kidding me, bro? This team
Buckets, man.
is deep. They got like Malcolm Brogdon is very good. Victor Oladipo past All-Star. I think he'll be good this year. DeMontis Sabonis, that man's a beast. And Miles Turner, as long as he can be consistent, this team is golden, man. Golden.
So Tyler, hit me with a hot take. Are they making a run for the run for the rings this year?
No, I don't think so. They
Oh,
don't have
okay.
that. The problem is with the Pacers, they're very all around, but they don't have
That
that
guy?
superstar. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. The Montes Bonus, he's pretty good. He's not like superstar, but he could get there. You know, if he improves a little bit more, he's like star, but there's a different there's a different level between star and superstar. So
Yeah.
Yes, there's levels.
that's the
All right. So I'm gonna move on to the 5th seed here, and I'm gonna have the Philadelphia 76ers as the number 5 seed here. I hate the Sixers. Whenever if I can make an Instagram page, number 1 Sixers hater, that would be me because
like-
I hate
just like
everything
you did
about
with,
the Sixers.
Just like you did with LeBron, like 2012.
Oh, I love LeBron.
Yeah, you
but-
love LeBron.
Everything about the Sixers I hate. They got no spacing. They have Ben Simmons who can't shoot. Then they signed Danny Green, right? I mean, they trade for Danny Green. Then they have Tobias Harris on a disgusting contract for what he provides. Joel Embiid's gonna do his thing. He's cocky, but like he's producing, so I can't really say nothing. And they signed Dwight Howard and Seth Curry, which I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
So
It's a miracle if they even make it to the 5 seed. Teams are gonna figure them out. I'm
I
telling
really
you.
okay.
The
So
East is stacked.
no. Okay, my 5 seeds also is the Sixers, and I think the addition of Seth Curry is really gonna help them out.
Exactly.
But Tobias Harris, he's a good scorer. He could score 20 a game for you. Joel Embiid, he's gonna do his thing.
Yo,
Hopefully
you know
puts
he's
up
not
around-
on the Clippers anymore, right?
I-
He's gonna have to share the ball, right?
Tobias Harris could put up 20. They're gonna need him to put up 20, because he's another person that can create shots. You're talking about they have Danny Green. I mean, he's off and on with this shot. Everybody knows that. Joel Embiid, he'll be good. Hopefully he goes back to his 27-12 ways. Hopefully he can stay healthy. My problem is when they go to the bench. When Joel Embiid goes to the bench and they bring in Dwight Howard, and they're running Ben Simmons and Dwight Howard on the floor at the same time. It's when Ben Simmons doesn't have the ball, he's going to the dunker spot with Dwight Howard, and then it's just a mess. It's a complete mess. Like it's a bad look.
I doubt they're gonna play them at the same time. They're probably gonna play
Listen,
Seth and-
okay, so I was watching a Sixers game today. Ben Simmons and Dwight Howard was on the floor at the same time.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, 30
It
games
is
into
bad.
the season, 20 games into the season, they're not gonna do that anymore.
Dude,
There's no way.
it was rough.
They're gonna have Seth
'cause
Curry. They're gonna have Seth Curry being the ball handler out there with Dwight Howard. And that's gonna be nasty.
They were both standing in the dunker spot, and then they tried to pass the one, and they're just both standing there.
They're trying things out. It's game what? Game
Ben
3,
Simmons
game 4.
needs to get a midi. He needs to get some type of jump shot.
He's been working on it.
No, the problem is he just doesn't shoot. He just needs to shoot.
He's not comfortable doing it. That's why.
I don't care. You need to start. You need
Yeah.
to start, Ben Simmons. To start, just to shoot.
But
The thing is that I don't want to put all the blame on Ben Simmons as much as I hate Ben Simmons. I mean, that guy, I do not like Ben Simmons as a player. I think he's pretty cool off the court because he's a streamer and he does everything.
Yeah,
And he's from Australia.
And he's phase and he has an Australian. He's a likable guy off the court. On the court, man, that guy's trash. But let me tell you, I don't want to put all the blame on him because, you look at someone like Giannis. I mean, I'm not comparing them, but like you look at someone like Giannis, he has a similar skill set to what Giannis has, minus the passing. And Giannis is excelling in his thing because they surrounded him with shooters. They can't do that with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and Dwight Howard and Tobias Harris and Danny Green. We've seen what Danny Green can do. Come on, guys. But the
At
thing
least
is
he
that
shoots.
it's not working together. Like it works, but it's not working. It's hard to explain. Like they'll put the points up, they'll win games,
Yeah.
they'll make it competitive. But imagine if they had someone like
At the
like
end
you
of-
heard all the James Harden trade rumors. Like,
They
imagine
need-
if they had
they
James-
need to trade for James Harden.
if they had James Harden, they're running the East.
They need
you're
James
saying
Harden.
that they're not going to win a 7-game series.
I don't-
Team, is what you're saying.
I don't think they're
I
running
don't
seven
think
game
they
series
could.
against the
If
Heat.
if they play the Celtics or the Heat, I don't see them beating them.
I think
don't-
if they do
honestly,
the rotations right,
I can
think
see the
they-
Pacers beating them in a 7-game series.
If they do the rotations right, I think they can make it to the conference finals or
I don't trust the 76ers.
I don't know about the finals, but I think they can make it to the conference finals if they run the
They had
rotations right.
high expectations
Curry?
last time.
It feels
Steph
like,
Curry was a top 5 shooter.
bro, when you watch a 76ers
percentage-wise.
game, it
I think
feels
it's number
like
1, 2.
if Ben Simmons doesn't have the ball, it feels like a headache. Because, like, everybody's now getting double teamed. He's trying to run to the paint.
Yeah.
It's just bad, bro. I don't
And
know.
Joel Embiid is not that consistent of a shooter for him to be a
But
constant stretch five.
they really need him
But-
to be, though. Like, he's
Yeah, I
always
know.
standing up. And if it goes vice versa, because if Joel Embiid's not standing in the paint, Ben Simmons could go easier into the paint. And if Joel Embiid, he's always gotten to stand out in the three-point line. So he can't go into the post. So,
Yeah. Again, a lot of Sixers fans don't like it whenever we say that it can't work with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. But come on, at this point, if they don't make a deep run this year, they gotta separate that. Not blow up the team, but like separate Ben Simmons. Either trade Joel Embiid and surround Ben Simmons around with shooters, or trade Ben Simmons and get someone who can play make and like James Harden. And I think that James Harden trade package with the 76ers is the best they're going to get with Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle, and those 3 first, and they declined it, or like they're still thinking about it or whatever. That's the best they're going to get for James Harden.
I'm
And
just saying, if Ben Simmons comes to the Rockets, better start shooting that damn ball. I don't care if you shoot 10%. You better start shooting it.
it's going to be his team. So, all right, let's move on. So you guys, who do you guys have as your 4th seed?
I have the Miami Heat as my 4th seed. Yep. They didn't make many changes. They're still keeping that cap space open. That's what they're trying to do. They made some very minor signings. They brought in Mo Harkless. Pretty much the same team. They'll be good. Jimmy Butler is obviously he's going to lead that team, best player on the team. Still have Bam. Tyler Hero is going to be better this year. So, yeah, they'll be good. They'll be good. But the East is stacked, like I said, so that's why they're stuck in this 4th seed.
Well, I mean, last year they made the run at the 5th
Yeah,
seed.
they were the 5th seed.
But
Yeah.
I do also have them at the 4th seed. Again, they picked up some pretty good defensive pieces. They drafted Achiuwa.
Yeah.
And they picked up the guy from the Lakers. What's the guy from the Lakers? Come on, guys, the point guard from the Lakers.
Oh, Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley.
Avery
Yeah,
Bradley.
that's a
Man,
nice
I'm
pickup.
bad at
That's a nice
names.
pickup.
I know
That's
this.
a nice-
I know
yeah.
I'm supposed. Look. The thing that matters is I know who I'm talking about. I just don't know the name.
I didn't even know they picked up Avery Bradley.
Yeah,
They
Avery
picked
Bradley's
up
a good
Avery
pickup.
Bradley, which is going to be a good like defensive anchor at the guard position.
Yeah, they definitely needed that.
Yeah.
But we never really saw Avery Bradley's full potential because he opted out to stay home for the bubble. But so we would never really knew how he can play against a championship level team. But
I mean, he plays his hardest. That's why he's good at
but
defense.
we'll see what happens with the Heat. We'll see. Jimmy Butler looks like he's gonna be another it's going to be another tough season for him to uh with the how stacked the East is. So yeah, JJ, who do you have as your fourth?
I also have the Heat at number 4. I think Precious is a great pickup. I'm going to keep going back to the rookies. I think Precious is a great pickup for them in the draft. He backed up James Wiseman, and he was a fighter. Him with Bam Adebayo. I don't know if they'll play at the same time. They probably will. But him with Bam Adebayo, I don't think anyone's grabbing a board over them. They are some feisty big guys.
I don't know if they'll play them together.
And,
And you have to remember too, they have Myers Leonard and Kelly Olynyk. They like to play them a lot.
That is true. But
they can
if
run the
do
four
together,
if they really need to.
No one's getting a board over them. They are very feisty guys, and
Defensively
I think
too, they're good defensive
great.
anchors.
Yeah.
So
So
we
I
all
think
agree.
I think they're going to make a bigger run, especially with Tyler Hero maybe having even better season. And then we have Duncan Robinson, and they re-signed Dragic. So
Definitely
They
still a deep
basically
team.
brought back the same exact team.
Yeah.
If
Um,
Tyler
last
Hero,
year, probably
Tyler Hero is going to be better this year too. I feel like he
Yeah,
could
of
really
course.
start coming into his own.
Duncan Robinson, might turn to the next Klay Thompson. Who knows?
All right, so let's move on to the top 3 teams in the East. I feel like our top 3 teams, based on what I've heard, is going to be pretty much identical. Maybe even
Yeah, I think
a
it's
little
the same.
bit. I think it's going to be the same. Again, we haven't told each other our list. That's why it's kind of we're talking about it. But for the 3rd seed, I'm going to have the Boston Celtics here. I mean, Celtics are a good team, man. I know Kemba's going to be out for a little bit, while they up until January, I think they said. And JT and Jaylen Brown, I think that combo is really nice defensively and offensively. We know that Jaylen Brown can really bail out JT sometimes, and the same thing vice versa. And they have Tristan Thompson now. Again, I mean they said we need a center, but I mean, Tristan Thompson wasn't the guy I was really looking at for them to get. But they do have a championship caliber center. He won that chip with LeBron, so they also have Daniel Tice. They pretty much have the same team as before. Marcus Smart's going to come do his thing, and this team defensively could be a force to reckon with, especially with Jaylen Brown. And Jason Tatum's going to be a superstar this year. He's gonna do his thing. So, who do you guys have at your 3rd?
I also have the Boston Celtics. I feel like you said, this is going to be Jason Tatum's year. I think this will be it'll show that Jason Tatum will be a superstar this year, I believe. And he's going to be one of those top guys in the league. Jaylen Brown, that good defensive anchor, that good, just a great player overall. Kemba Walker, Kemba, he's still going to do his thing. They got Marcus Smart, and I feel like the versatility that they have at the center position is very good because they like that small ball with Robert Williams, Daniel Tice, and Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson's got more of a shot now than he did when he played with LeBron. He's more of a shooter, and that's what they love, the Celtics. Like in Al Horford and everything like that. But if they wanted to, they can run Taco Fall 7-5. Mix it up, get away from the small ball if they wanted to. The opposite of what they're trying to do if they wanted to. So I think it's a lot of versatility down there, and I think they're going to be a really good team, especially this year.
This has nothing to do with what you said, but when you said Tristan Thompson, when I was watching the Nets game on Christmas Day, man, he was being guarded by Jared Allen, and they give him the ball in the post. He couldn't do anything against Jared Allen, so he brings the ball out, and he's like dribbling in the mid range like this, and he looks like a lost penguin out there, and he just throws up a shot, and it hits like barely hits front rim, and I thought like. He did also something similar like that when he was on the Cavs. If you guys remember, he took like a deep ass shot. With the
He was like running down the court, like looking like he couldn't control his legs. So for the for the 3rd seed,
that was a funny play.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For the 3rd seed, I do have the Celtics. They could drop down to the 4th though. I forgot Kemba was hurt. But he'll be back soon. He had that stem cell treatment, right? Something like that.
He did. I forgot
So
about
he'll
that.
be back soon.
Dead babies in his
Yeah,
legs.
Hey, think about what you want to think about it. He'll be back sooner than possible. So, yeah, Jason Tatum, if they want to contend, though, Jason Tatum's going to have to be a superstar. Or, I mean, hey, I'm all down for Jaylen Brown being the superstar now. Okay? Some people would say that Jaylen Brown's the best player on that team. Some people.
Jaylen Brown's a very, very, very good number 2. I don't think he's the number 1. He's creeping his way up there.
He could be a number 1 on a lot of teams. But
he's creeping up there into the top of best two-way players with Paul George and Kawhi.
They did lose Gordon Hayward though, obviously, but I think
lost
they're
Gordon
going to be
Hayward,
fine.
I mean, a lot of people now would say that Jaylen Brown's better than Paul George, but
I think a lot of Celtics fans.
A
lot of people would say that though.
Just to briefly brush on it, a lot of Celtics fans are kind of upset that Danny Ainge let what's his name walk for free, Gordon Hayward walk for free, instead of getting an asset back. But I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know how would he get an asset.
What would they want?
You can't get
they could have done a sign and trade
to the Pacers,
sign and trade with the Pacers or something like that. Yeah, but
I don't know if the Pacers wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think the Pacers were offering him the Charlotte bag. So again, with the sign and trade, both parties have to agree to it. Where
fans have to realize that both teams want to do the deal, not just one. So it's kind of how it goes. Yeah, they'll be good. Celtics.
So I know Louai's top 2, but I want to see Tyler's.
2 seed, I have the Nets.
That's what I thought.
Kyrie, KD, they're gonna do that thing, man. They're gonna get buckets all season. KD's probably gonna be second best player in the regular season. Giannis is gonna be the first. Don't get me wrong. Giannis is probably gonna be the best player in the regular season. But come playoff time, listen, this seeding, boy, it means nothing. Okay, I'm just saying, because the Nets, they gonna do that thing. The Bucks also gonna do that thing, right? We know the Bucks in the regular season are always gonna do that thing. Giannis gonna put up his 28, 13, and 5. Yeah, the Nets, they're very deep. Maybe they'll get Spencer Dinwiddie at the end of the season. But yeah, they got Kyrie and KD, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, DeAndre Jordan, Joe Harris. They got bucket getters on that team, man.
I think you guys falsely assumed that I was gonna have the Nets at number 1 because I am, after all, the greatest Nets fan. Really, I've watched everything from the Nets. But I do have them at the 2 seed. I'm not delusional here. Like, I know we're supposed to be fans of the teams, but I'm not a delusional fan. I'll reason with you. We all know, since I have the Nets at 2, so it means the Bucks are at 1. But we all know the Bucks are gonna come out and do their thing. But the Nets, man, KD, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried about how KD was gonna look when he came back. But man, KD is still that guy. He's the best player in the league. He is the best player in the league when healthy. I think a lot of folks forgot about what KD was looking like. The disrespect I saw in some top 10 player list was disrespect. When he was out of the top 5, I saw him at 7 on one of these leagues and one of these projections. He's the best player when healthy. And you talk about a 7-foot guy who can hit a jump shot over anyone. I mean, if you guys watch those Nets games, he was hitting it over anyone. He was like, in the face. Like, he's unguardable. And then you have Kyrie. Come on. Kyrie's the best ball handler of all time. I don't think AI even comes close at this point. And then Kyrie, his shot creation and playmaking. And then you add into the fact, I know
did you just say AI doesn't come close?
Not to Kyrie.
Not to
Kyrie. And also, Kyrie is the best finisher in the league as well. So, not very biased. Not even a hot take. It's not even a hot take. Anyway, and we also have a deep team. I mean, we just lost Spencer Dinwiddie, but maybe we get him at the end of the season when we're making that deep run in the playoffs. But we have a deep team. Karis LeVert was coming off the bench, putting up 18, 20, 22 points. And he's that guy, Karis LeVert. And then we also have some good big men.
And you got Cheese.
So we got Cheese, man. You know, you saw Cheese yesterday. I told you to look at some Cheese highlights. So we'll have to see. The Nets are gonna definitely pace out their starters, obviously.
Nets got superstars. They got depth. Hopefully, they don't turn out like the Clippers.
I can't believe it.
Not.
I don't see it happening, but I mean, it's always a possibility. So, yeah.
Hey, JJ, it wasn't even a hot take, bro.
Bro, I
Next,
don't know what I was going to
JJ,
say. I can't believe
who
it.
do you have as your second seed, JJ?
You know, I would love to go on and talk about how Kyrie Irving is the best ball handler of all time and Kevin Durant is the best player of all time, but sadly I can't yet because I have the Bucks at second seed. I saw the Nets games. Okay, hold on. I have a question for Louai first. So if you say Kevin Durant is the best player in the world and Kyrie Irving is a top 2 point guard in the league, how are they at number 2?
So I'll tell you why they're at number 2. They are gonna be spaced out. They're playing. They're not gonna play back to backs. There's gonna be rest games. Like you just saw, we just lost 2. What happened?
You think the whole game, the whole league, or the
whole season?
season?
I
They're gonna
believe so
play
because
rest games?
we're gonna go deep in the playoffs. And you don't want KD coming off a Achilles injury, playing that many games. He'll definitely play a lot,
I
but
think
he
they're
won't.
just easy into it. I think it's just a beginning thing, and then near the end they're going to play back to back and keep going.
But yeah, I mean, they just lost to Charlotte full strength, so you never know about these kind of games. So the Bucks. Now the reason why I have the Bucks at number 1 is because they are a really good regular season. Hell, Giannis might even win a 3rd straight MVP, but I don't think they'll give it to him. But the Bucks are good defensively up until the playoffs. They got Drew Holiday. They got what's his name, Chris Middleton. They have a deep team as well. I mean, they signed DJ Augustine, which is a good backup point guard.
They did lose George Hill. I mean, who would you
they
rather
lost
have, George Hill
but,
or DJ Augustine?
That's
I'm
true.
taking George Hill.
But they're gonna do their thing in the and I mean, you just saw like the game that was just on right now. Giannis put up 9 points and they blew them out. I mean, given the fact that they didn't have Jimmy Butler, but Giannis put up 9 points and they blew them out.
My problem with the Bucks is that they still. I hope they don't go back to their own old ways with just giving the ball to Giannis top of the key. They kind of have a point guard now in Drew Holiday. He needs the ball. Even when the starters are out there, they need to give Drew Holiday the ball. That man can average like 8 assists if they just like let Giannis go off the ball. Maybe like some pick and roll action with both of them. That could be nice. But I don't know, especially come playoff time.
With Giannis, he never had a good playmaker, and he finally does have a good playmaker. And we just needed to see someone else take pressure off of Giannis. And in the playoffs, you had Middleton. He always came up short in the playoffs. I mean, we can just go back and look at the stats. But let alone
to be fair,
he was not efficient.
Giannis underperforming, so Middleton
also underperformed.
Middleton was almost the first option because like they had that wall. They still got the wall.
You can attest Giannis coming up short because he is the guy. They were giving him the ball, and making him go 1-on-5 in the paint against the Raptors and 1-on-5 in the paint against.
And that's just not a good game plan. They just can't put Giannis at the top of the key and just like. All 5 people are going to be looking at that man. So, like, what's he going to do?
And they just set the record for the most 3-point shots in NBA history. So,
and
hopefully that team is.
I don't think Giannis is going to be much better of a shooter this year. But it's really just about Drew Holiday's going to make a big impact. That's really what it's going to be about. That's all the changes.
Did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I'm happy you guys talked about your second and first seed. I'm still in the second. So I have the Bucks. The second seed. I think they're a great team. I think Giannis might have that back-to-back MVP season. I guess we'll have to see. But they're going to be a hard team to score against. We know this with Chris Middleton, Giannis, Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday. Now they've always been, but they're going to be a tough team. So yeah, I mean, second seed, and then my first seed, Nets. I know that you said that you're not a delusional fan, but I really think that they're like that. I think they're going to be the best team in the league, 100%. Not best team in the league, best team in the East. Excuse me, 100%. And I saw what they did to my Warriors, so they're there.
And boy, were we wrong about the Warriors. Were we wrong about?
No, I wasn't.
Tyler wasn't.
Listen. We'll see what happens, but I'm just saying I made my predictions for a reason.
They're 2-2.
I don't want to overreact here, but boy, I was. Well, we didn't at the time. We did not know that Klay Thompson got hurt.
That is true.
And we didn't think that Andrew Wiggins was gonna be this god awful. And
it's been Kelly Oubre. It's been Kelly
Oubre. Playing like a certified bum.
I don't even think they traded for Kelly Oubre when we made that video or that podcast. So, boy, I mean,
I mean,
it's too early
Draymond's
to
out.
think.
Draymond's out, but
It's too early. They're
Draymond's
still
been
missing
out.
a lot of things. But the Warriors, Steph Curry just gotta ease his way
James
back
Wiseman's
into the
playing better
season.
than I ever thought he was going to.
James Wiseman is going to be the Rookie of the Year. Spoiler alert for the next podcast, but that's what I have as the Rookie
Are
of
we
the Year.
talking about awards next podcast, or you want to talk
Yeah,
about
the
that
next
now?
podcast we'll be
next
talking about
podcast,
awards.
yeah, awards.
But before we end it,
Okay.
who do you guys have making the final? Just way too early predictions.
The Nets. I have the
And
Brooklyn
from
Nets.
Against who?
And, oh, gee. Well, I have the Lakers. Nets and Lakers. You may call it basic finals prediction, but I mean, who's
They're the
better than
favorites right now.
who's better than the Lakers?
Let me be honest. What else would the world want to see than LeBron going against KD, who beat him in the finals, and the person who snaked him, stabbed him in the back? Two snakes he's going against technically right now, KD and Kyrie.
This is true.
Kyrie
That would be
stabbed LeBron in the back, kept stabbing him, and didn't care, didn't let
that
go.
would be a good storyline for the NBA.
And
Kyrie and KD going
is-
back at LeBron, and then LeBron
Oh,
get AD now.
It almost sounds like it's too perfect for them to
It's
not
too
execute.
perfect.
You know
to
what I'm
not
saying?
execute, so
We all
I
know
feel
what
like-
happened with the Zion in the bubble. They were just giving him. They were just like, "Hey, please make the 8 seed so we can see LeBron and Zion." But yeah, that's. I think anything else to add, guys? I mean, I think we kind of touch base on everything.
Louai,
really.
who do you have coming out the
Oh.
East?
I didn't even say anything. I have Brooklyn Nets coming out the East.
That's a nice hoodie. Who got you that?
This wonderful gentleman that's in my top left of the screen that's wearing the blue hoodie, and
Shit.
yeah, and thank you for.
Wait, are you that guy?
Oh my
you that
God, I
guy
think
wearing
I am.
the
Like-
hoodie?
Hey Tyler,
Blue,
Tyler, who got you that Rockets hat that's sitting right there?
Person below
That's
me. Yeah,
The person below you. Okay.
yeah.
Anyway,
JJ,
we
you
all
can't
had
see
a-
him, JJ. You can't. I can only see
Well,
him.
for me, I'm on top, so.
Oh, really?
Hey,
Oh,
yo.
you like being
Oh.
Yo, pause.
In my screen, me and JJ are both on top.
Pause.
Okay, all right. So did JJ give his take? Oh yeah, he did. The
Yeah,
Lakers. I
Lakers,
didn't even get my take. So I have the Nets, and I'm gonna say the Lakers, but I don't think anyone's beating LeBron and AD. I mean, this is gonna be a coast year for LeBron anyway. So I don't think any team. I mean, the West kind of seeming to get weaker than
I
the
don't
East.
think. Here's
I
the
think
thing
they're
with the
both
West.
equal right now.
I could
but-
see the Nuggets maybe. Like there's like a 10% chance out there the Nuggets.
We're gonna
can
need
beat
to
the
see
Lakers.
MVP Jokic for that.
Oh
for
yeah,
that shit to
yeah,
happen.
yeah. Jamal Murray is also gonna have to be dropping like
We're gonna need-
30, 35 points a game again. But even then, even last year, I mean, they still struggled. They still got beaten
Honestly,
like
I
what,
can
5?
see- I can see the Mavericks, honestly, coming out.
Yeah, if Porzingis comes back and he's like himself,
They
maybe
blew out the Clippers by
I could see that.
50?
I could
see
I
the
could
Clippers,
possibly
too.
see the Mavs beating the Lakers.
I think for me,
I do have a question. Go on.
for me, the West is more wide open than the East. So the East is only going to come down
I mean,
to
the
three
East,
teams.
the
It's
East
gonna-
is just
it's gonna-
between the Bucks and the Nets for me.
It's going to come down to Bucks, Nets, and maybe the Heat. So I think those are the three teams.
Yeah,
that's gonna
or maybe
come
even
down to.
Celtics if Jason Tatum's like that.
If they go off, then the Celtics too. So that's like 4 teams. Maybe
Jason Tatum has this that year, it might be Celtics too.
the West is going to be a lot more stacked, man. I mean, well, the West is going
I
to be
think-
the West is going to be
I
a
don't
lot
think
harder to predict.
like the West is I think it's almost a lock that the Lakers make it. But like I don't think there's a single bad team in the West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the West is like
No.
very top to bottom, is very deep.
Mhm.
But they don't
Especially
have
also
many
see how-
contenders.
The top 8, I can see anyone besides maybe like the Suns making the final.
I think the
My
top
eight.
the top 6 or 7 teams in the West could make a run for it.
Yeah.
But again, the Lakers have a very, very high chance of making it out of the West.
I do have a question though. Going back in it, I think we all had Clippers number 2 in the West, right?
Last
Tyler, you
year?
had,
Oh wait, this year.
Yep.
I think I had
Yeah.
Nuggets.
okay, you had Clippers number 3 then. I think.
Yeah.
I had Clippers
Or
number 2.
do they move at all for you guys?
No.
As of right now, nothing is moving for me.
If
except
anything, the
Warriors.
Clippers probably went down for me, but I'll keep them number 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Clippers might be down a little bit for me. I think they might be 4 for me.
Who are you moving above them?
Probably the Nuggets, and I might move Warriors down to 5.
Who you had number 2?
Clippers,
So
then Trailblazers 3,
I also had the Trailblazers at 3.
I forgot where I had them.
and then Nuggets.
Anyway.
Nuggets are going to be 4, then I'd probably move Warriors down to 5.
Hey, they can go. They can just go back in the Western Conference video and figure it out. But I
Yeah,
think
I don't know what I
I
just
think
said.
we've been rambling for a little bit too long here, so I think it's time for us to wrap it up. Um, I think we all gave our good takes here, and you know, maybe the Allen Iverson take was a little bit
No,
too
that is
spicy for me.
blasphemous. Don't remind me. Do not remind me.
But
I can't believe
Allen
it. He's better.
Iverson nowhere close to the dribbler that Kyrie was.
I saw a post today or yesterday where an Instagram page said it was Kobe and Allen Iverson, and he said, "Oh, this is the difference between a champion and an MVP," and everyone wanted to kill this guy just by saying that Allen Iverson wasn't a champion. You cannot say that. That he is not. That it's not even close. If
You
say
can't
Kyrie's
listen.
better, it's close,
Anything you see on NBA
hey,
Instagram.
he could say it's close, but he cannot say it is not even close that Kyrie's better. That is unbelievable.
Okay, we're talking
Well,
about just
stop.
straight dribbling. Kyrie's better at dribbling. Okay,
Uh,
but we're talking about just
I know
straight
you do
player.
watch Allen
Allen Iverson's better than Kyrie.
You
All
gotta
time.
let's time to wrap up the pod. Let's time to wrap up the pod. We're wrapping up the pod. Get the hell out of here.
But we're talking about
last
just
time I
dribbling.
checked, last time I checked, Kyrie has a ring.
Yo, you know what? You know what? He was right.
You know
We are
what?
rambling too much. All right, guys. I'll see you later. I'm wrapping this up. We're not talking about this. I'll see you guys. Stay tuned for the next one.
Anyway, let me wrap this up. Don't take my. Don't
No,
take
I
my job.
got it. I already did
Don't
it.
take
That's
my
it.
job.
Cut it there.
This
That's
is
it.
my
Cut it
job.
there.
This is my job,
Louai's the
JJ.
rapper upper.
This is my job.
I wrapped it up already. This is gonna be.
This is my
awkward.
job. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. This has been
Oh my
another
God.
episode of the LGTV Hoopcast, and
I think
make
we
sure
should-
y'all come back for the next one. For the next one, where we talk about our award predictions.
Louai, did you just say
Thank
LG?
you very much,
LGTV? I thought
LJ.
Me out now.
I thought he said LG.
Anyway, come
It's
back for the
scuffed.
next
It's
episode.
scuffed.
He already
back.
replaced me.
Come back for the next episode. Maybe JJ might not even be here
Hit
the
that-
next
hit
episode
that
because he might have to
subscribe
get
button.
off the pod.
Hit
Anyway.
the subscribe button. Hit that like button.
I
Smash
do
that
also-
notification bell.
Okay, never mind. Go on.
No, JJ,
And,
what do you
yeah.
have to say? JJ, what do you have to say?
I was gonna say something about the podcast that with the Pacers. One really quick ad. When I had them at 11, I forgot all. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot all about TJ Warren. So
So TJ Warren moves them from the 11th seed to what?
to probably 8th, replacing the Wizards.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
I forgot all about.
I think
TJ
I was the only one that brought up TJ Warren. Everybody
Yeah, you
else
did.
like
I forgot all about
I
him.
kind of forgot about him too.
he could be a 20-point per game scorer. Probably not with like all the talent they have, but he'll probably
All right.
average like
Well,
15.
that's gonna be it for us, and we're out of here.
See you guys.
All right.
What a good podcast.
That was great. That was funny.
Go back, and stop the recording now.
Okay.
That was a good one.